I was attracted to this bit brace by its simplicity. The chuck was just a square hole for the bit, and there was no ratcheting mechanism. The metal was rusted and pitted, but the wood was in good shape. I decided that this was going to be a project where I tried some new products and techniques. But first I had to have a talk with Chuck. Chuck, we have to have a talk. I have some bad news. No, we're not out of birdseed. No, we didn't get a cat. Chuck, I'm not going to use any flits on this project. Look, we'll flit something on the next project. Yes, I promise. I bought this Evaporust gel a while back and have been waiting for a project to try it on. I thought this stuff might be handy for projects that I don't want to submerge in the standard Evaporust. I shook it up and applied it to the brace with a paintbrush. Here's what the coating looked like after 1 hour. I wiped a spot off with a wet towel. The metal still looked rusty, so I let the brace soak for another hour. I used a wire brush and water to clean off the gel. Here it is, rinsed and dried. The Evaporust gel did remove some of the rust. I decided to recoat and wait another 2 hours. So this is the result of 2 coats, each allowed to soak for 2 hours. A lot of the rust was removed, but I couldn't help thinking I could have used the 4 hours to remove the rust by hand. I used the drill bit and steel wool trick for the bit hole. I decided to try one of these Harbor Freight polycarbide abrasive wheels. I mounted it in my hand drill and went over all of the metal. It is sort of a cross between a wire brush and a sandpaper flap wheel. I had a tough time holding the brace in the vise and reaching every part of the metal. The polycarbide wheel did a halfway decent job. I think I could have probably skipped the Evaporust gel and arrived at the same finish with just this wheel. I used the Dremel and my homemade Scotch-Brite discs to reach in where I couldn't get with the polycarbide wheel. I protected the wood with pieces of soda can and some masking tape. Once the brace was cleaned up, I noticed what looked like a broken off set screw in the chuck. So I center drilled it. Then I drilled through with a drill smaller than the threads. I decided to give this easy out a try. The remains of the old screw came right out. I ran a tap through just to clean up the threads. I found a picture of a similar bit brace in my reproduction 1902 Sears Roebuck catalog. It looked like a thumb screw was used to hold the bit. I picked up a thumb screw at Home Depot and I did some reshaping and sanding. Then I soaked it in vinegar for a day to remove any remaining plating. The vinegar gave the metal a matte gray color. I was tempted to keep it like that. but in keeping with the theme of trying new things, I decided to take a shot at heat bluing. I used my propane torch to heat the thumbscrew to a dark blue color. Then I dunked it into some oil. This is the coloring I achieved. I got the thumbscrew pretty hot. I don't think I would want to use this technique on a part that was made of hardened steel because I might ruin the temper. I decided to sand down the wood and refinish. I tried filling a gouge in the handle with superglue and sawdust. It dried quickly and hard as a rock, but it was quite a bit darker than the surrounding wood. Once I had the handle sanded down, I applied some Minwax Early American stain. I got this for $1 at a yard sale. Back Into Service sent me this Axe Wax to try. The directions on the can said to apply to warm wood, so I borrowed Mrs. Magdad's hairdryer to warm up the handles. I applied the Axe Wax with a cotton rag. Heating the wood up first is a step I never had to do with my Johnson's Paste Wax. I just got this Birchwood Casey Perma Blue, and since this was the Try New Things project, I decided to use it on the metal. The application process was the same as the Super Blue I've used on other projects. I found the key to success with the cold bluing solutions is to follow the directions very closely. Okay, let's jump in the DeLorean and go back in time to what this brace looked like in the beginning. I think the Early American stain on the wood looks good with the Perma Blue finish on the metal. The color of the heat blued thumbscrew matches pretty well too. It was fun trying out some new products and techniques on this project. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Let's give this brace a test drive. Drills like a champ.